Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Connected Body Podcast. Today, I'm excited for this interview. I have Roberta Ravella, creator of the Joy Experiment. Doesn't that just sound fabulous? Yes. The Joy Experiment is the heart and science of creating joy, ease, and flow in your life and your business. Now, who doesn't want that? So please help me welcome Roberta Ravella to the Connected Body Podcast. All right, everyone, please help me welcome Roberta Ravella to the Connected Body Podcast. Hi, Roberta. How are you today?
I'm great, Laura. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited you're here. Someone kind of connected us, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do a podcast with you because what you're doing is really, I think, needed in the world so much in business and in life. So, Roberta, why don't you give us a little bit of an intro about yourself, your background, and kind of how you got to where you are today?
Sure. I opened the Joy Experiment last year. It's been almost a year now. And that comes from a background of I was in mortgage sales for 20 something years. Then I started doing a lot of marketing while I was in sales. It occurred to me at some point that marketing and sales may go together. Genius, right? So I started learning all about marketing, and then I went into coaching with marketing and doing marketing strategy. And one of the big cornerstones there that for my sales days, remember how surprised I was when somebody told me I should be working in my own values and doing things that I was really good at. And then they told me what I had to do that I wasn't really good at and said, if you don't do it, you're lazy. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, man. So off I went, right? Like just plowed through it. I forced myself.
Right.
I did all the things, and then flipping into my into my marketing, I noticed that people would track to a specific thing. Like, well, everybody's got to do video now. What do I do if I dislike video?
Right.
Everybody has to write emails. Everybody has to do Google. And it was just the message was so forcing yourself. I'm like, okay, what if we back out of here and find out what's important to you? Who
Mm-hmm.
you want to work with, and
Mm-hmm.
then you're out of a million ways to market, you're going to find at
Yeah.
least two, right?
Right.
Maybe, or whatever,
Right.
right? Instead of constantly forcing yourself, because like at the end of my mortgage career, I was really forcing myself, and I could just feel it, and
Yeah.
like. And the thought that kept coming to me is people don't deserve this. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
really good at my job. I was an
Mm-hmm.
excellent loan officer. People still call and ask me questions, but I was in such force that I was like, people
Yeah.
just don't. No matter how good I
Yeah.
am at this, my energy sucks.
And
I
they'll
didn't know
probably
what was.
pick up on that too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
didn't know. I didn't have words for all that like I do now.
Mm-hmm.
But then going through I changed into marketing. My husband was working at the time. He retired. We moved to Florida. And so I left all the mortgage stuff behind. We were living in this beautiful house that we live in. I have a wonderful relationship with my husband. I was doing what I wanted to do, and it still just wasn't working. I'm like,
Mm.
why isn't this working? And why am I not happy? And I knew I couldn't force myself anymore, right?
Right. Right.
I made it through the mortgage business in white knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say that everyone does, but that's how I did it.
Right.
And I'm like, I
Right.
can't go back to that anymore. And
Yeah.
just searching through and figuring out, like, I've had nothing and was okay and not
Mm-hmm.
okay. I've got everything I could ask for and have been okay and not
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like, what's going on here? So
Right.
I dug into that, really, went through a healing journey. I know that's a cliche thing to say now, whatever. It's the truth.
We're
Learned I
all on
wasn't
that path.
right. I'm
Yeah.
not broke. I didn't need to be fixed. I just needed healing. And then the whole thing with the energy that I was putting out and how I was feeling, like I'll never forget my coach asking me, because I was just one day where I was so um I couldn't walk in my closet, right? Like I had
Mm-hmm.
on yoga pants and a tank top, and I needed to go, I think, to a Chamber of Commerce event or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed to put on real pants, and I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
even get myself to walk in my closet.
Mm.
And I had a coaching session that afternoon, and she's like, "Well, talk me through it." And like, "Are you wearing the clothes you wore?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "What size pants are you wearing?" I'm like, "A size 6." She's like, what's the biggest size pants you've ever worn? I'm like, size 14.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and you can't walk in your closet right now. I'm like, not really. And she's like, okay, now we're going to talk about feeling states because it didn't matter. And that's what I couldn't get
Right.
myself
Right.
until somebody pointed out to me. It wasn't the size of pants. It wasn't the
Right.
amount of money in the bank because I had $4 and then I had
Yep.
$400,000 and I felt like shit
Yep.
both times.
Right.
And I've been happy with $4
Right.
and
Right.
$40 and you know what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah.
add however
Yeah.
many zeros. It's like
Yeah.
for someone to just help me pull through that it's how you're feeling, it's what's going on in here.
In
It
here.
has so little to do with did you hit your numbers?
Right.
Are you top producer? Is the marketing working? It was me that wasn't working. And it
Yeah.
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 So once I got
That's
my
huge.
head around all that and then got my heart around all that and was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Isn't
yeah,
that
this
interesting?
is so interesting. And then I immediately went into a partnership with a friend of mine for an AI app. Yeah, it was funny. Like last year, at the beginning of the year, he and I decided not to do a whole, like, we were very directed. We're not going to do this. We're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. We got
Right.
talked out of all of it and went right back to our old habits of shiny
Yeah.
objects and all that. And then midway through the year, we were like, wow, we both forgot to trust ourselves on this one, didn't we?
Yeah.
And so when I went back to go, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to pick the marketing back up? Am I going
Right.
to, at the same time, one of my friends that I know from marketing was like, I can't not talk about energy work anymore. I can't not tell
Love
you
it.
that if your energy is over here and everything
Mm-hmm.
Sucksville, then it doesn't matter. Nothing
Yeah.
else matters,
It's
right?
so
Like,
true.
and
People can
so,
feel it. They'll run away from you if you're like, "Eh,
oh,
eh," with this
yeah. Or
energy.
you
Yeah.
keep attracting the same, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I was always attracting people who didn't want to spend money,
Mm-hmm.
or who felt really bad about themselves, or who were super frustrated. But it was
Mm-hmm.
actually even in my marketing. Are you frustrated?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
guess who I attracted? People who were like super
Yeah.
frustrated and was always like a fighting energy almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Words
it's
are so
interesting.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the joy experiment, it was like life and business, life or business. And it's not both, it's your life because your
Right.
business is part of your life. It
Right.
isn't your life and your business.
Right.
It's your
Right. So true.
life. And I think, as long as you've been in business and around, and myself as well, you see yourself and other people playing out what's going on inside of them in their business.
Right. Right. So and like you said, you don't realize it until you do, until maybe somebody points it out or you have that aha moment. And then a
Yeah.
huge shift happens like it did
I
for
mean,
you.
like, if I don't lose another 40 pounds, I won't feel this way anymore. You're telling me that, right? And the answer is no. It's how you
Right.
feel
Right.
now. It, which seems so stupid. I used to get so mad about that. I'm like, only skinny people say that. Only rich people say that they had all the money in the world and they still weren't happy. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
only rich people say. And then I was like, I have everything I need, and I am
Yeah.
still in the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Like, holy shnikes, here I am. Wow.
That's great. I love that. That was so powerful. So if a person's not working in their flow, in their value, in their true energy, what are some of those common signs?
Hi, everybody. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about something my daughter Kayla and I are doing. So, years ago, Kayla and I went on a yoga teacher training retreat in Costa Rica. And we went to experience growth, but what we really came away with was transformation. And it was because we let ourselves totally disconnect from the world around us, the social media. We connected with the people who were there, but most importantly, we connected back to our own selves. And that was truly transformational. So that made a huge impact on Kayla and I. And we have been on a mission now, and that mission is to hold space for other women to help them rediscover who they truly are here inside. So, we are hosting the Self Love Reset Retreat in March 2026 in Tulum, Mexico. And together, Kayla and I bring, generations of experience in Pilates, yoga, movement, mindset, EFT tapping, energy work, frequency, vibration, everything that we've been studying, and we're passing on all our knowledge and our love of all this with the women who will be attending. And this really isn't about transformation, it's about rediscovering who you truly are, who you have been all along, and that letting that light shine back out into the world. So I hope you can join us. It is again March. It's the 5th through the 9th, 2026, at the beautiful Amansala Resort in Tulum, Mexico. And if you have any questions, you can find out more information on my website, lauralondonfitness.com. And there's also a contact form on there. If you have any questions, you can email me. So, Kaylin, I hope to see you there.
Sure. And I actually have a free assessment for this as well.
Yeah,
But here's a great way to know that you are out of your values and out of your energetic values. You're forcing things. You're in hustle and grind. You have to motivate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as I get motivated, self-discipline, I'm like that type of grit and force into something as simple as a social media campaign, or where everything feels like somebody's rubbing sandpaper on you.
Yeah.
One of the last conversations I had with a good friend in the mortgage business, she says to me, the woman had closed 240 transactions.
Wow.
Okay. That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the first thing she said to me, she said, I closed blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, I can't wait until this is over.
Oh.
And I was just like, I'm so sorry. And then she gathered it all back up and said, but I can press through. That's how you know you are out of alignment with your energetic values.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. And so I think so many people are not aligned with their values. And it's hard too, because like you said, when you're in a job, sometimes you're in a job and you just have to put on that face and plow through it, which is
Yeah, you do.
really hard.
I think that I've witnessed, I'll say in my lived experience, and I'll tell you this is a silly story, but you'll like it because it was a light bulb for me too. So there's a place that I always go to mail stuff. None of my family live around me anymore, so I'm always mailing them random stuff. Gifts are my love languages. So I'm like, I got you this, and I send it in the mail, right? Instead of Amazon, which is like you could have had free shipping, but no, here I am at the pack and ship, like at least once a month. So last year I bought a bunch of stuff for my grandparents who live in Richmond. And I went to the pack and ship at Christmas, like 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm like, you are a moron, right? Like Amazon, hello. So I go in there and I'm expecting it just to be a disaster. And there's 3 people behind the counter and they are having so much fun.
Oh, I love it.
They're pulling, what do you got? Let me see. Where are you going? They're just having a great, there is no joy in packing boxes. Nobody's highest and best use is to pack a box, right? It had nothing to do with what they were doing. It had to do with how they were being.
Yeah.
Because they could have just as easily been like, there's 10 grumpy old men in front of me, complaining about post rates.
Right.
And they could have just gotten right into that energy, but they didn't. And all 3 of them were just, hey, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Give me this, give me that. Like, sometimes we forget, that there's not a lot of joy in many jobs of themselves, but you find the joy, you bring it with you.
Yeah, you definitely.
I think it was Mr. Hilton who said, somebody asked him, how do you get your employees to be so happy? He says, I hire happy employees.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah. Until you can get to that spot, because a lot of us have been sold I think it's a lie. I'll call it a lie, a mistruth.
Yeah.
Okay. That you must spend a period of your life in misery in order to eventually get to the non-miserable part
Right.
of your
Right.
life.
And that was, yeah, something on your website. You have that, you've been lied to. And I thought that was so amazing because we're just doing kind of what we're told and following. And yeah, when you step out and you realize, hey, maybe this is not for me, and you follow
Yeah.
what you want and your energy and your flow. It's just exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's so many ways to go about accomplishing what you want to accomplish.
Hmm.
So once we can plug in those energetic values, which often people are following cultural values, family
Yes.
values, or religious values, or well, I watched the, Alex
Yeah.
Hormozy podcast and he said I
Hmm.
should want wealth and legacy. Okay, sounds good. And it has nothing to do with who we are,
Right. Right. And we're,
right?
yeah, so individual. So tell us about you. You work with people to help them find their values and really get into their flow. And I know you have a lovely assessment. It's the energetic values frequency assessment. And I took it and it was spot on. So tell us about
Awesome.
that, Roberta.
Yeah. So um I wanted to have I love the disc profile assessment. I love the Myers-Briggs. I love this little, where you feel like you've got a generalization, but it really can get
Right.
in there and help you understand yourself better, right?
Right.
And so I do like the top of the line of this is a one-on-one session where we get down to the nitty-gritty of what yours are.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to come up with something that helps people get a really good generalization so they can at least get on a track and understand their energetic values. So
Mm-hmm.
your energetic values are what bring you energy, bring you
Mm-hmm.
joy. They come naturally to you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's somewhere in that intersection of doing something human and spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever like some hobby or activity that you love, whether it's like cooking or painting or playing football or whatever, where you just get lost in it
Yeah.
and you're doing something
Yeah.
physical, but then you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
right? If it's writing
Yes.
or reading or whatever, right?
Right.
But they're things that come naturally to you.
Right.
Whereas you look at something like wealth, family, um, legacy, these are things that are often aspirational or high priority,
Mm-hmm.
and they may even drain you.
Mm-hmm.
I find a lot of times with my male clients, theirs are aspirational, like, yeah, but this is tough, but I'm working on it. I'm like, okay, this is
Right.
not your core value. This
Right.
is not your energetic value. That's something that's really important to you,
Mm-hmm.
but the energetic values are things that just really bring out your energy. So I came up with four quadrants, the frequencies.
Yes.
One's an impactful guide. So
Yes.
impactful guide loves guiding with insight and purpose. They're activated by seeing others grow and helping others grow. They also
Mm-hmm.
naturally activate growth in others.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an adaptive side. So when we come out of alignment, we'll go into something that is adaptive, which for that one is overgiving.
Mm-hmm.
You often see women who are overgiving. They feel
Mm-hmm.
obligated. They have a savior complex.
Right. Right.
They're really attached to the outcome of their service,
Right.
whether they can, like a lot of coaches get attached to the outcome that their
Yes.
clients get when you can't
Yes.
force your client to.
Right.
Okay. The next one, and this is so me, visionary creator.
Mm-hmm.
They love making, building, creating, innovating, ideas, ideas that carry purpose and spark, fun, play. And for me, I knew this was mine because I would often seek approval. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I did this. Here, do you like it? Is it good?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Approve me, pick me, right?
Right. Right. Right.
They'll hustle for value. I will often, if I'm not careful, let work ethic pull me out of fun. This shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
fun. It should
Mm-hmm.
feel harder. That was too
Right. Going
easy.
back to the old paradigm. Yeah.
Right. Like I didn't white knuckle anything here. I don't know how this is going to
Right.
work. Right. Like,
Right.
right. The next one is Sovereign Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
And a Sovereign Explorer is guided by inner truth. They seek expansion through experience, self-directed growth, and they're energized by internal freedom and either agency or autonomy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Usually a D on the disc profile, right? So the adaptive there is independence,
Mm-hmm.
inability
Yep.
to ask for help or receive help. And they'll go one or two ways and be in loud rebellion. It'll be the person who is like super contrarian
Right.
or who says, I don't care.
Uh-huh.
They'll either go one or the
Right.
other when they're in
Right.
adaptive because it's too
Right.
much to care
Right.
when they're out of there. Or
Right.
they'll be the person who's just super loud in
Right.
the, yeah. The final one is called a resonant connector,
Mm-hmm.
and they thrive in deep and authentic connection, conversation, shared emotion, and collaboration.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will adapt in people pleasing or self protection, fitting in instead of
Mm-hmm.
belonging,
Mm-hmm.
or hiding their authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
This resonant connector will also seek safety over
Mm-hmm.
connection
Mm-hmm.
when they're
Mm-hmm.
outside.
Yep.
When they're aligned, though, they connect. Like, have
Yeah.
you met somebody who just, you're like, wow, you
Yeah.
just met 10 people in here and you're having so much
Yep.
fun. Like, I'm worn
Yep.
out. And you're just like,
Yep.
now I'm done. Now I'm
Yep.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a resonant
Yeah.
connector.
I love that how you show like when they're in their flow and when they are not in their flow, the like the total difference and disconnect from who they truly are, which is really powerful. So I love this that you have this on your website where everybody can go. And Roberta's website is so amazing. It looks like a Linktree profile, right? And you think,
Yes.
am I on Linktree? No, I'm on Roberta's website, which is really cool, which is the Joy
Yeah.
Experiment
That
live.
live.
So everyone can
Yeah.
go there. And so tell them a little bit more about the assessment and how they can take it.
Yeah, so there's a free assessment there that will show you if you're living your values or someone else's. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's eight questions or so. It's super
Yep.
quick. And then if you're curious and want to know your frequency, I think it's $39 right now, and that's a 12 question, 12 or 16. And
Mm-hmm.
then it'll take you through just a list of, agree, strongly agree questions.
Right.
And then at the end, you get your results, and it will
Yeah.
give you a really good description of them. And then some follow-up emails just to talk you through like
Yeah.
what does this look like if I'm, say your earlier example of a person who's in a job that they really don't like,
Mm-hmm.
or they may look at their adaptive values and go, gosh, I'm doing all this at work. I'm
Right.
living an obligation. I'm fitting
Right.
in. I'm okay. So how do I get, work into my
Yeah.
values and then start going to my self-employment, my
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, my clients? Or, if you're working at a 9 to 5, like how does that fit? You
Right.
also you can see it with your family.
Yeah.
I know for women, I mean, so many women that I've done this with go obligation. That's it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
And
true.
so, yeah, I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think in my age group, a lot of women have been in obligation for so long, and they're kind of like, where am I now? Who am I? And this is a really great tool, especially if in their life or in their business, either one or both, how to kind of reconnect back to themselves and in their energy and their frequency to where they want to go in the next stage of their life. Yeah,
Right.
kids are
Yeah.
grown.
It's a great transitional piece. I think I look back and I think maybe we all have a tendency to go, gosh, I could have done all this and this and this differently. And it's like, okay, I can't do that anymore, right? It's one of the things I talk with my clients about. It's like if you keep going back and judging your past self,
Yeah,
you'll never be able to let it go.
yeah, yep,
So the most you can do is give compassion to her,
yes,
allow her to be who she was,
yeah,
connect
yeah,
with her, allow her,
yeah,
because I really do believe that we all do the best we can
yeah,
at that time.
yeah.
And so in allowing, now I can connect forward and stop trying to fix the past because it can't be
Hmm.
fixed. Or
No,
maybe it's not even broken.
We just had to learn from it.
you know?
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that,
Yeah.
Roberta.
Yeah. So in connecting forward and really seeing those values. The other thing that I had a couple of ladies do that I had zero intention, which makes it so fun, is they immediately could see their clients.
Mm,
Like, oh my God, my clients are all resonant connectors. That's so weird. Like, and so you can start to understand your clients a bit more
right.
and help them when they come
Mm-hmm.
out. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
it prompts a series of questions, right? Like
Right.
I'll do this with myself. Um, I've done my mentor did my values with me,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
they're very specific, and one of them is grace. And I often will be like, okay, I've given myself zero grace, which means I've given no one around me any grace, which means
Mm.
I am being a miserable jerk right now. So let's add a little grace here, right?
I love
Get
it.
back to the fun part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fun part is also you get to make it look how you want it to look.
Right. Right.
I mean, if you want to follow Hermosi's plan, it works. It does, right? And
Love it. Right.
if it feels like ick to you, then take it's
Yeah.
just the niceness of knowing there are so many ways that it can all work. And when you're in alignment with yourself and your energy and those values, you will know.
Mm-hmm.
When we
It's
start allowing our intuition.
yeah. I have two people right now in my life, and they're starting a new business, and things are flowing to them very easily, and they're like, oh my gosh, like they're like almost surprised, and I'm like, it's because you're in your flow, because you're so excited, and it just naturally, the universe, is coming and just saying, here you go. And
Yeah.
and I think people really think, and that's one of the things you talk about, is it has to be hard, it has to be
Mhm.
hard. It doesn't have to be hard, we make it hard.
We do. We do. I have a framework for that. That's a ton of fun. But yeah, often you take someone through it and they go, we start listing everything that's going to be hard. Some of it's just, why is it that hard? Well, they said it was hard.
Yeah.
Who's they? So let's just throw that out, right?
Right.
And a lot of times it's a habit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've noticed my marriage isn't hard. I, I mean, I could make it hard if I wanted to, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
We make choices and
Right.
work things out for that work for us.
Right.
But I've noticed a lot of people bristle when I say that. I'm like, is your
Mm-hmm.
marriage really hard? Or do you need to say that?
Mm-hmm.
And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, like, people just say, oh, well, life's hard. Oh, well, business is hard. Well, is it?
Right.
Uh, Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Think
I
about it.
mean,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love that. All right. So I have a question for you. If you can send a message to your younger self before you developed this framework, before you knew about all this, what would you tell your younger self?
I
Hmm.
think the number one thing I would tell my younger self is it's okay to trust you.
Mm, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because it's so we we want to trust ourselves, but then we ask everybody else. Like instead of really looking inward, well, maybe they know better. No, who knows you better than you? You
Nobody.
know? Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Or
love
I
that.
would I would let my brain talk me out of my intuition.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did it.
yeah,
I did it last year. What I was telling you, my business partner and I, we
yeah.
specifically made a decision that both of us thought was the wrong thing, but we're like, well, it can't be because so and so said it's the right thing, and they're really smart, and we paid them a
Hmm.
lot of money for coaching and
Hmm.
mentoring, so they must know something we don't know. And
Right.
then midway through, we were like, how old are we that we're still
Oops. I
not
did it
trusting
again.
ourselves, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And
exactly.
I feel like that was the last like little, you know, kick in the pants from the universe. Like, can we not do this again?
Just a reminder. She likes to
Can
drop
we
her
not?
little reminders here and
Yeah.
there. All
Right?
right.
Like,
For listeners who might feel very inspired right now, because I know there are many, but don't know quite where to begin, what would you say are three action steps that they can take this week to move toward more joy, ease, and
yes.
flow and align with their values?
I'll give you one that's really easy and then
Mm-hmm.
one that's kind of Okay. So the first thing is like really try and get in touch with your morning.
Mm,
And if the only time you have to yourself in the morning is the 5 minutes between the time you wake up and your feet hit the floor,
mm-hmm.
if you can pull in some appreciation,
Mm,
I love to appreciate my sheets
mm-hmm.
because I love them, right? And my husband's next to me, and that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's cold in here, which I love, or
Mm-hmm.
just that it's quiet or something. Whatever it is you can
Yeah.
appreciate. I had a good night's sleep, or even if you didn't, like I'm still here. I've got whatever you can appreciate. And if it's only the
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes that you have before you have to jump out of bed and go run, or if you have 2 to 3 hours, like take that time and just
Mm-hmm.
put some appreciation into the beginning of the day.
I love
Um,
that. I love it.
the second thing you can do to really help yourself with joy, ease, and flow is to get off and stay off the news. Get off. It's
Yes.
okay to let go.
Mm-hmm.
It took me
Mm-hmm.
a while, and I did it in small spurts.
Mm-hmm.
And by
Mm-hmm.
a while, I mean like it was 5 years of me slowly letting go.
Wow. Wow.
And now it's almost like I'm jumping into a pool of acid.
Yeah. I know. When you really are able to step back and then see, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
The
lot.
third thing is relax as much as you can,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Yeah.
that little part in the morning where you wake up, if your brain is like my brain was not so, maybe
Mm-hmm.
3, 4 years ago at start.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! If you
Yeah.
could just tell it to calm
Yeah.
down for a second,
Yeah.
get in the car. Oh my God, I'm late. If you just, okay, shoulders
Yeah.
down, jaw relax.
Deep breath. Yeah.
And, if you're in a sales situation, if you're an entrepreneur, all the things that come at us during the day,
Yeah.
entrepreneur with kids and or not, whatever, the times where you feel it starting to come at you, if you
Yeah.
just, okay, just take a minute. You probably have wonderful breath work on your
Yeah.
website.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
even just to put your feet on the floor and
I've got my sound bowls right here, my tuning fork. Sometimes I have a tuning fork everywhere. And I just go with that nice frequency, take a deep breath, and it resets yourself, resets because
yeah,
a lot of us are walking around all day in this
oh my
tightness in our
gosh.
bodies. And
Yes.
that's a whole other conversation. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it
So,
will
so
push that
important.
narrative on you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So, like you said, starting the day with gratitude, with thankfulness, it's a beautiful energy to start the day with, and that's what it will carry into the rest of your day. Instead of waking up, scrolling on the phone, looking at the news, you're already in this angst, this tightness, low
yeah.
vibration. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I would start with, what do I have to do? What day is it? What time is it? What did I miss? Who did I
Yeah.
not
What I
call? Oh
miss.
my gosh. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
till I realized, oh my gosh, your nervous system's on fire. And so when something
Yes.
does come at you, you're already up
Yeah.
here. There's nowhere to
Yeah.
go. So if we can
Exactly.
start, with as much calm as possible,
Yeah.
then you have somewhere to go. You have some
Yeah.
bandwidth to be able to handle what's
Yeah.
coming at you.
So true. So true. Because there's
Yeah.
always so much coming at us. Okay. So, Roberta, where can our listeners find you on the internet, on social media? Because I know they want to learn more about you.
Yeah. My main channel right now is TikTok. I
Mhm.
may be a TikTok addict, but that's okay.
She's really
You can
good.
find me there. And you can find me on my website, thejoyexperiment.live. I am starting to put more things out on YouTube, so
Mhm.
that'll be coming in the future. I have a newsletter if you want to subscribe
Yeah.
to that. I do love to write. That's also something that um, brings me energy and brings me joy.
Joy.
So,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it. Okay. Okay. And also the energetic value frequency assessment. I'm
Yes.
encouraging everybody to go running and do that right now. What would be the one takeaway of why they should really, really go do the assessment?
It will connect you to knowing yourself and understanding why, like, if you were where I was, you're like, I have what I want, I'm successful, and this is still just like frustrating and struggle
Right.
and I don't feel joyful. Like, what's missing? I'm not an
Mm-hmm.
ungrateful person. I'm not a complaint, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get in there and see, oh, if I can put fun into this, if I can put grace into this, if,
Yeah.
connection into this, if I can release obligation, if I can release fitting in, and it will really give you a guide tool that you can use right now
Mm-hmm.
with what you're doing, what you already have. And then as you move
Right.
forward and you're building in your business or your life or both, will really give you a good roadmap.
I love that. I love that. And who doesn't want more joy and happiness in their life?
Absolutely.
Well, Roberta, thank you so much for being on the Connected Body podcast. This was a lovely conversation and a much needed one.
Thank
So
you for having me. It
thank
was so
you.
fun.
All right. All right, everyone. We'll see you again on the next episode of the Connected Body podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.